We are at Monrovia High School for high school softball today, featuring a pair of former conference rivals. Now schools just separated by a few miles of Interstate 70. The Eagles of South Putnam look for their second victory of the season, while Monrovia looks for their fourth consecutive victory. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you on the ISC Sports Network. Sean, your thoughts before this one goes live?
I'm excited. You talked about conference rivals. They're just separated, or former conference rivals, separated by a few miles. It's also a family affair. Both head coaches, they're cousins. How about that between Mark Hamilton and Jeff Seasting?
Savannah Payne on 27 innings pitched this year in the circle for Monrovia. She has 33 strikeouts on the season. And again, Monrovia enters this match on a 3-game winning streak. The lineups have been introduced. It's about time for the national anthem. With that, we'll step aside when we come back. First pitch from Monrovia High School, as you're watching high school softball, presented by Endeavor Communications here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have to.
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No
a big
way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Welcome back to Monrovia High School. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you. First of 2 broadcasts we have this week for our friends at Endeavor Communications. Look forward to going to North Montgomery High School for a little baseball against Dansville on Wednesday night. But today it is high school softball, again, Monrovia and South Putnam. Batting lineup for the Eagles of South Putnam. Head coach Mark Hamilton. Ayana Neese will lead things off, the center fielder, followed by Brianna Egold. Macy Baumgartner is the first baseman. She is batting .450 on the season. Sabrina Leonard bats cleanup as the catcher. Chloe Custis with 3 runs scored bats 5th. Jenna Van Rensselaer batting just shy of .500 on the season. She's got a pair of home runs as well, bats 6th. Chloe Pastelli, Ava McHugh, and J.C. Jackson, a freshman in the circle today, round out the 9-player lineup for South Putnam.
Hey, you mentioned Rensselaer, and Van Rensselaer, what a wonderful sophomore season she's having so far, Rake. Hitting .476 on the season. Really looking forward to seeing her play today.
Whitaker, Johnson, and Carpenter in the outfield for Monrovia. Around the infield, Crouch, Lewis, Wood, and Mobley. Ward behind the dish, and again, as we mentioned, Savannah Payne. She of 33 strikeouts, more than 1 per inning, will be in the circle for the Bulldogs.
What's really impressive about Payne as well, 33 strikeouts on the season compared to just 4 walks. So does a really good job of hitting the strike zone.
More sun than clouds here at Monrovia High School today. And the wind is blowing straight in. A little bit of chill to that wind, but still temperatures in the 60s. You get a great look at home plate from our center field camera. Thank you so much for joining us on the ISC Sports Network. Fastball over for a strike, and we're underway.
Yeah, we talked about throwing strikes from Savannah Payne. That's exactly what she does. She starts one off there. Good start for the pitcher here for Monrovia.
Neese on the season batting .280. Has scored 5 runs. Has an RBI on the campaign as well. Couldn't catch up with the outside corner fastball, and Payne might be of the opinion, let me throw that gas until somebody makes a dent in it. It's 0-2.
Yeah, I think Savannah's done a really nice job this year getting through the batting lineup that first time. It's going to be that second time through that you want to watch out for.
Strike 3 out the outside corner. It's exactly where Ward was set up, and there's quickly one down.
Little backwards K on the scorebook there. Got her looking. 3 straight strikes for Payne. That's a great start from Monrovia. Again, Rick, you mentioned it. 3 wins in a row on the season. Looking to get their 4th. They're really starting to trend in the right direction here early on in the season.
Eagle batting .304 on the campaign. She is the shortstop for South Putnam. Open stance at the plate. And lines that one right back up the box for a base hit.
There you go. Get a runner on early in this one. Eagle, normally the starting pitcher, spends a lot of time in the circle for South Putnam. Nursing a little bit of an injury. They moved her to shortstop here tonight. But at the plate, gets a base hit there.
So Baumgartner, first baseman. There's 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in, 5 runs scored. And sprays that one foul. Again, South Putnam 1-7, but the numbers would tell you they're a little better than that. You know, again, they've got some hitters that have been hitting it pretty well. 2 hitters north of 450 on the year. They've used 3 different pitchers over the course of the season, has South Putnam.
Yeah, I think talking with Coach Hamilton a little bit this week, it's trying to mix things up. A lot of pop in this one here into the gap.
This one carries towards left center field, and diving effort. Catches made out in left field. Fantastic play by Johnson.
Kenzie Johnson, what a job there. I mean, this ball was absolutely ripped into the gap, and Kenzie Johnson comes over from center field and makes a nice diving play. Way to cover some ground out there, number 7.
And Baumgartner can feel rightly wronged by Mother Nature because, again, that wind is blowing straight in to center field, held it up, and tremendous effort by Johnson. I think that might make the old plays of the week on the ISC Sports Network.
I'll tell you, you'll earn some trust from your pitcher right there, too, with that. I mean, obviously caught a little too much of the strike zone, too much of the bat on that, but Kenzie Johnson helps her pitcher out.
Sabrina Leonard, the catcher, batting .222. That misses low, 1-1 the count. Payne has almost exclusively been in the zone so far in this game.
You know, the nice thing for Monrovia as well, Savannah Payne handles the majority of the pitching duty, and she's just a sophomore.
And this one will be pushed into foul territory. Count at 1-2. One thing I'm noting is that both first baseman and second baseman, left fielder as well, going with the jackets out there for Monrovia.
Yeah, you got the wind, and I mean, it can be definitely deceiving. It looks like a nice, hot, sunny day, but that wind, a little crisp.
Great job by the catcher and Ward to catch the hopper. Prevent no further advance by Eagold over at second. Count at 2-2.
Good eye there. Patience at the plate. Run this full.
And that does get away from the backstop. So a free 60 feet now. Runner in scoring position for the Eagles, looking to take an early lead.
Yeah, for South Putnam, I think it's important. Try to get this one across here in the first inning. Maybe put a little pressure on Monrovia.
Strike 3 at the knees. And the inning is over. Inning starts with a strikeout looking and finishes in the same fashion. Eagles strand 1. Monrovia coming to bat as you're watching high school softball. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Bulldogs getting ready to come to the plate. Let's show you the batting lineup for Coach Jeff Seishing's squad. Ashley Lewis will lead things off, the shortstop for Monrovia, followed up by the third baseman in Emily Crouch. Piper Carpenter, the right fielder, will bat third for the Bulldogs, and the second baseman in Wood will bat in the cleanup spot. Pitcher in Savannah Payne batting fifth. First baseman in Mobley, with 4 runs batted in this season, bats sixth. Johnson made that fantastic diving effort in center. She will bat 7th. Grace Whitaker and catcher and Bree Wood rounding out the batting order for Monrovia. Defensively, for South Putnam, Pastelli, Nees, and Van Rensselaer in the outfield. McHugh, Egold, Custis, and Baumgartner in the infield. Leonard behind home plate, and it is a freshman in the circle today, and J.C. Jackson. And from quick research, South Putnam in the first 8 games has used 3 different pitchers. Jackson was not one of them.
No, she's a freshman, and Coach said that she's a beast. He can't wait, for her to progress through her high school season. He's been trying to find a way to work her into the rotation on the field, period. And with Egold nursing a little bit of an injury, he's putting her in the circle, and we'll see. We'll see the first action here tonight for Jackson.
So Lewis at the plate has 5 runs scored. 4 for 16 this season, does have a home run. Fastball's in for a strike.
Hey, first pitch over. That's what you want to see from the young freshman getting her first start here.
Reference at home run for Lewis. It might take a Herculean effort for a home run today, because that is a 2-club win hitting you right in the face at home plate.
Yeah, Lewis, and you'll see the same thing here. There's upperclassmen on both of these teams, but there's some underclassmen that are playing really, really well. And you talked about Lewis. She's got some power, has the home run. Also second on the team with 4 RBIs.
Did that hit her? Must have. She takes the trot to first base. So here comes Crouch, the third baseman. Take another look here. That hit the leg after it bounced on the dirt, but that's still a hit by pitch.
I think that was the conversation from the dugout there, the umpire as well.
Crouch 2 for 13 on the season. Let's see if she is asked to move the runner over here. That's 2 runs scored.
That one gets away. I'll tell you, Lewis was looking ready. I mean, she was down there, crouched down, ready to go. She might have been leaving first base soon anyway.
Crouch choked up on that bat already. And again, that gets away from the catcher. And you wonder if, this might be the first time that Leonard's had the chance to catch Jackson, and just kind of getting crossed up on back-to-back pitches.
Yeah, you've seen a few get away from her. Sabrina Leonard is the captain of the team. Coach said that she's the extension out there, the coach on the field. She's having a little bit of struggles to start here behind the plate.
That's in for a strike.
The hard part about errors like that, especially when you have a freshman in the circle, is you got to think mentally what that does. You're putting pressure on that freshman pitcher. So your junior captain's got to be solid back there behind the plate for her tonight.
And this one will get through for a base hit and a run score. Good hustle by Crouch down the line, and clean single and an RBI, her 5th of the campaign.
What a great piece of hitting right here. It does a great job. You'll see going the opposite direction, hits it right in the gap there between first and second base, gets the RBI. Monrovia on the board first.
Now Piper Carpenter to the plate, lefty. 7 for 16 on the season, 5 runs scored and 4 runs batted in.
And we talked about the youth. This is definitely that youth movement. Carpenter, just a freshman, 438 on the season rake, leads the team in batting average and hits. She's got 7 on the season.
And misses high, 2-0 the count. Outfield playing straight away here for the number 3 hitter.
Corner's playing in a little bit too.
I would imagine Carpenter's going to get the take sign here at 3-0.
You might be leading the team in batting average, but when you have a freshman in the circle who's struggling to find the strike zone right now, I'm with you. I don't think she's going to have the green light.
And taken all the way. Now you can kind of pick your pitch to hit at 3-1.
That was a good pitch from Jackson right there. Painted the outside corner. That would have been a tough one for Carpenter to hit anyway. See, there she took another step towards the plate. Crowding the plate just a little bit here is Carpenter.
That misses low, ball 4. So the first 3 Monrovia runners have all reached. So Maddie Wood to the plate now.
You know, this is definitely not the start that you envision if you're Coach Hamilton. You've got a young pitcher in the circle and already down 1-0, struggling to find the strike zone, and you're right there in that meat of the lineup first time through.
Wood has a pair of home runs this year. One of the 4 seniors on this roster. They'll throw behind the runner, which allows the runner from second base to try to advance, and she does.
Good heads-up base running out there at second. They risky move, kind of throw behind the runner, almost caught her sleeping there, but heads up out there as Crouch able to advance from second to third.
And Leonard really kind of strong. Again, I think it's just not having caught Jackson in a varsity game before.
Yeah, I mean, Eagle has spent the majority of the time in that circle this season. 39.2 innings pitched. So there hasn't been a ton of time for other players.
The ball had some late movement on it, and there was a delayed steal by Carpenter. Carpenter was halfway to the second base bag as that ball was being thrown back to the pitcher. Count it 2-1.
Hitters count here, runners on second and third. Wood's hoping that this one finds a lot of the strike zone and a lot of her bat.
Well, one of those things happened as she sprayed it foul. Count it 2-2. Second baseman is pulled in a little bit here to potentially throw the ball home on contact. This one spins off the bat. And we'll do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, with 2 strikes on you, it's exactly what you want to do. Is anything in the zone, just try to foul it away, live to see another pitch. Find something that you can drive hard.
Looking towards the outfield, right field playing shallow, left field playing awfully deep. Misses low and inside. Count goes full at 3-2.
Well, I'd say that's a really nice pitch from Jackson. It's not a strike, but it's inside, and you're trying to get her to gamble and swing at something close. Even better eye there from Wood to not take a hack at that one.
That hit her. So second hit by pitch of the inning. And the bases are loaded. Here comes the pitcher in Payne. 6 of 14 this season. 3 runs batted in, and watch this ball just kind of just dive in.
Going right around the knee, too. That'll be a little stinger.
Everybody in here on the infield for South Putt.
A great opportunity for Payne to help her own cause here, Rake. You got bases loaded. Opportunity to drive in some runs here and give yourself a cushion.
And this one gets away, and everybody moves up. Second run of the inning for Monrovia. And now there's a wild pitch.
Yeah, unfortunately, at any age, when you struggle to find the strike zone, you start walking players. You had a couple of hit by pitch in this inning as well. Any of those base runners that don't really earn their way on that you put on for free, those always seem to come back to haunt you.
Payne was taken all the way. That's at the knees for a strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Middle infielders drop back a bit now with an open base. They'll throw behind the runner. Ball off the glove of the third baseman, but no further advance.
If that throws a little lower, I think she's got her.
It was McHugh that standing on third base bag. That's in for a strike at the outside corner. Good Good pitch by Jackson, full count. High hopper, and for some reason the runner at third froze. It doesn't matter because the ball went to first anyway. But the second runner going for second, third was kind of bearing down on third base, and all of a sudden Carpenter goes, hey, maybe I should head to home. It all works out. It's an RBI ground ball out. First out for Monrovia, and they now lead 3-0.
Yeah, you see the little chopper there, enough to get it over the head of Jackson, and Eagle really with the only opportunity she had there, just go to first base, get the out. First one of the inning. But Monrovia gets another one across.
For Payne, it's her 4th run batted in this season. And Mobley, the first baseman at the plate, was 5 of 15 this year. 4 runs batted in. And they're in at the corners. Kind of middle depth. Second and short. Ground ball. And runner freezes. Wait for the throw to first. And will score behind the plate. So make it 4 for the Bulldogs, and base is empty now with 2 down.
It's a nice job of Mobley. I mean, you want to try to push that to the right side, but you did the right thing. You put the ball in play, and you got the runner home. So very nice job. Played another run here, and now that cushion grows to 4.
And I don't think McHugh could have played that any differently.
No.
I mean, you needed to make sure you got that out at first base, and she did. So here's Kenzie Johnson. She of the spectacular diving catch in center field. At the belt for a strike. Kenzie has 5 runs scored this year. One of those 4 seniors we referenced a couple of moments ago.
You know, Reagan, if you're Monrovia, you did exactly what you needed to do. Your top 4 hitters in your lineup got on base and found a way to score.
Counted 0-2. Now if you're Jackson, you're trying to find your rhythm a little bit here for South Putnam. Off the end of the bat foul.
Yeah, I would look for one of the upperclassmen here, maybe even Eagle herself, is in between innings, is just pull Jackson aside and say, hey, you're doing fine. Just find the strike zone. Let's throw strikes here. We got the defense behind you. You hate to see – this is such a mental game, and especially for a young player. You don't want to see her lose confidence out there. You got to try to keep her head up in this one.
And a swing and a miss. So she finishes the inning with a strikeout. First 4 batters reach. They all come around to score for the Bulldogs. Monrovia takes a 4-0 lead at the top of the second. Back in a moment as you're watching high school softball presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Chloe Custis at the plate for South Putnam. And Payne staked to a 4-run lead after the first inning. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Endeavor Communications. Ward needs a moment to relace the shin guards behind home plate. Custis, the second baseman, batting .286 on the season. 3 runs scored.
Greg, I often think about this with many sports, obviously, this year, but with the pandemic that hit last year and how the spring sports were just shut down. I mean, think about that's a whole year lost of development, coaches getting to know their players, and it's just a domino effect out here. And I can't imagine what that's like for, somebody who's a senior now who missed out on their entire junior year, which is usually where you take that big step. You get a lot more varsity time usually as a junior.
Count it 2-2. Strike three, inside corner, absolutely. Third strikeout, all of the caught-looking variety, and there's one down. Van Rensselaer comes to the plate. First, let's take a look at the last offering directed Custis's way.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. And Payne's done a great job of just hitting the strike zone.
Swing and a miss.
You know, if you're South Putnam, obviously you want to be patient. You want to find pitches that you can hit. But if Payne is putting them in the strike zone, then you've got to get the bat off your shoulder. You got to start swinging.
And Rensselaer, a sophomore, batting .476. Swings over top of that fastball, and again, Payne has just done a great job of just spotting that fastball outside corner to the right-handed hitters.
Van Rensselaer having such a great sophomore season here.
Tell you what, Payne doing a great job of pitching where the target was. Ward was a foot off the plate. Van Rensselaer still able to kind of reach it outside corner, at least make contact with it, but good job by Payne of following instructions. Pops straight up. Now again, this wind could play havoc with this. Shortstop drifting, and in foul territory makes the play. There's two down.
Yeah, nicely done there from Ashley Lewis. And you know, she called that one and just kept going over, and I think third baseman understood, hey, the wind's kind of swirling. I'm going to back her up here and let her take this one. Great play by Lewis.
I talked to the staff meteorologist here at Monrovia High School, and he said these wind conditions are not exactly uncommon here at this facility. That we're kind of at the top, well, really, he would say the apex of the facility.
Gotcha.
Is where we are today. And so the wind tunnel here can kind of play that effect.
Yeah, beautiful view from the press box. It really is. But I see what you're talking about. We look elevated.
Yes. Here's Chloe Pastelli, the left fielder, batting $154 this year. Has a run scored.
This is the part of the lineup for Coach Hamilton that hasn't been as productive. He's been trying to switch things up. I think that's why you see Van Rensselaer hitting in that 6th spot. They're trying to get some action here at the bottom part of the lineup before they roll it over.
And this one sprayed foul. We'll do it at 2-2. Again, Ward sets up off the plate. Good discipline by Pastelli to let that one go by. Pastelli, a junior.
Yeah, you talked about that 154 average, struggling with the plate here early on this season, trying to find that rhythm.
And that's a walk.
Boy, I'll tell you, Payne doesn't issue many. That's just the 4th or 5th on the season.
So a runner on in each inning now for South Putnam. Here comes McHugh, the third baseman, batting $190 on the year. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Swing and a miss. And Ward bobbled for a moment, but no advance from Pastelli.
Ward did a good job of coming up out of that stance quick and able to hold the runner at first. For McHugh, she's going to go to St. Mary's and play softball. She's one of 2 girls that will be heading to St. Mary's in the fall.
As in St. Mary's of the Woods down the road, or St. Mary's in the South Bend area? Do you know of which St. Mary's you speak?
I do not.
I did not mean to put you on the spot. My guess is the one north of Terre Haute is my guess. Swing and a miss, and that is the end of the inning. We'll continue that discussion when we come
certainly.
back. Inning and a half through here at Monrovia High School. Bulldogs lead 4-0, and you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
8, 9, and 1 coming up this time through. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you. We're the second and third best broadcasters in the press box today. I'll tell you number one here in a moment.
That's true. I have no problem with that.
That's the case
either.
on a lot of days, frankly, but especially today. This one, slap foul.
If it makes you feel any better, I knew I was 3 coming in.
I'll tell you what, we're tied for second. How about that?
All right.
Okay.
You say so.
Whitaker, the left fielder, 5 runs batted in this year. 5 for 14, third baseman, trying to take away that slap ability. This one sprayed foul.
Yeah, you can tell exactly what Whitaker's wanting to do with the ball here. Want to slap that towards the left field line. Everybody defensively playing her that way. Now you got to wonder, though, if Jackson gets one inside a little too far, if she'll turn on one as well. Could be a setup from Whitaker here.
Down at 0-2.
She's got a triple on the season, so capable of extra base hit.
Pretty good productivity from the bottom of the lineup here for Monrovia. On the Whitaker's batting 8th.
Yeah, but she leads the team in RBIs, hitting in that 8 spot. I mean, and I'll tell you another stat that really stuck out to me was they have a low strikeout rate as a team. Only 13 strikeouts, over the 6 games coming into this one.
That one tested the cage in front of us. By the way, you see a lot of our great camera angles like the one you're watching right now, and the one behind or kind of to the left of home plate, courtesy of our friends at McAllister Rentals. They really make our football, baseball, and softball telecasts possible. Swing and a miss. Leonard hangs on to that one. Back-to-back Ks, and love the fact that everybody in the infield comes in to give a little dap to the freshman after that one. 1 down.
Yeah, that's huge, and it's a confidence builder for Jackson. She's starting to settle down a little bit. She's finding the strike zone here, gets Whitaker to swing at that one in back-to-back Ks, and I just said it. That's a good feat. This team only had 13 strikeouts coming into this game over 6 games, and back-to-back strikeouts here.
That backs up over the outside corner, strike called. Ward is 3 of 9 on the season. Top of the lineup, and Lewis rolls over next time through. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, we've seen Ward be solid behind home plate here in this one. She's very patient at the plate, leads the team in base on balls. She's got 6 walks this season, only 1 strikeout, so she's a tough out here, is Ward.
Strike 2. Both those 2 strikes right over the edge of the plate.
And you see Ward now. I mean, couldn't be any closer to the plate there, the inside of the box.
Slices that one foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. A great turnout of fans today here watching today's game. Two and two.
Probably trying to take in a little bit of sunshine before we get snow in April tomorrow.
Well, much as you talked about the fact of spring sports being canceled a year ago, people enjoying this opportunity. And this one up the middle for a base hit.
Able to get a glove on at that time was Chloe Custis, just not enough, though. That one well placed for Ward. Good job of battling at the plate there to work her way on. Fell behind on the count early, but kept battling and then able to slap this one back up the box.
Just the second base hit. Those 4 runs that scored last inning from Monrovia, there were 2 players hit by a pitch. 1 player drew a walk, and Crouch had the lone single. That was out to right field.
Pinch runner there, and Avery Newland.
National Service the courtesy runner with Ward the catcher. Able to get the gear back on. That's outside corner strike.
This is a role that they've used Newland in quite a bit this year. Scored 4 runs so far on the season. Has the freshman.
One and one the count. Foul tip. 1 and 2.
And that is why we wear masks.
Rattled the cage a little bit. She appears to be fine.
It's always good to see the camaraderie that catchers and the umpires have behind home plate. Usually when one takes one, the other will, you know, give the other a little bit of time, shake it off, walk it off, make sure they're all right. It's a mutual respect back there.
You know, it's interesting. We are now seeing, you know, enough turf, baseball, and softball fields that, you know, one of the time-honored traditions is, all right, catcher needs more time. Umpire goes off and dusts off home
Clean
plate.
home plate, sure.
Can't exactly do that on a turf field. You can't get the broom out, like sweep the pellets, you know, off of the painted turf.
Maybe they should hand the catcher a little bag of dirt, you know, so when they get dinged, they just dump that dirt on the plate, and away you go. He gives you an opportunity to dust it off.
Pitcher takes the sure thing, and in softball, given how difficult it is to turn 2 or even just get the lead runner, I never fault somebody for getting the out. Pitcher goes straight to first base. Newland now stands at second, but they're 2 away.
You know, and to that point, Greg, get that second out. It's huge. That run at second base means nothing if you're able to get the batter out here and get that third out of the inning.
So here's Crouch. Singles, stole a base and scored last inning. And the first strike. This would be a big confidence boost for Jackson if she could get through this inning without giving up a run. Outfield straight away, pretty deep in both left and center.
Yeah, you wonder with Jackson. She walked 3 of the first 4 batters that she faced. Got rattled a little bit there in the first inning, but since she has definitely settled down.
Crouch helped her out, which also tells me that Jackson's got the rise ball working a little bit there too. And the count quickly at 0-2.
Here's what you want to try to paint a corner or throw one just off the plate a little bit or a little high, just something out of the strike zone, see if you can get her to chase again.
Miss low.
Low's okay too as long as the catcher stops it behind you. You don't want that runner advancing any further than they are at second right now.
And this one will get into foul territory. And the count remains 1-2.
Good job by Crouch there, just to slap one foul. Live to see another pitch here. Hope that Jackson makes a mistake, throws one right across the heart of the plate.
High hopper, one play to the first baseman, and the inning is over. Well, Monrovia will strand a runner at second base. They do not tack on to their 4-run lead through 2. To the top of the third we go. 4-0 Bulldogs as you're watching, presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, you know, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door.
Squeaky.
Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have to.
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah. Was
No
a big
way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Jackson at the plate. Watch as the first one go by. We have this in the stats as her first plate appearance of the season as well.
Yeah, Coach Hamilton's very high on her. A promising young player is what he described her to me as. I've been trying to work her into the rotation. You know, with COVID restrictions and things being the way they are, they're limited JV games this year. Not a ton of teams that are fielding JV squads.
Count at 1-2. So far, 4 strikeouts and 8 batters faced for Payne. South Put's had a runner on base in each of the 2 innings, but have not put a runner past second yet in today's game. The count goes to 2-2. We saw the promo for Query and Schultz on the ISC Sports Network that aired during the commercial break. This one fouled straight back. We filmed this week's episode before making the trip to Monrovia today. Jay Query on the heels of the IndyCar season opener down at Barber Motorsports Park just east of Birmingham yesterday. Pops straight up, and again the wind will push that foul. Of course, Jake served as one of the turn reporters for the tremendous IndyCar Radio Network crew. And the man that served as the play-by-play voice, as he is the voice of the IndyCar Series and the Indy 500, is all of about 12 feet to my right. That would be Mark Janes. This one slapped into left field for a base hit. And how about that for Jackson? Your first varsity plate appearance, you get a base hit.
I think she settled in just fine. We said on the mound earlier, struggled a little bit to start, walked 3 of the first 4 batters faced. Since then, she settled down, had that scoreless second inning there, and now comes out and rips one into left field. I'll tell you, I think Coach is right. He's got a promising young player in Jackson.
So courtesy runner with Peyton Freeman as the courtesy runner for the Eagles, wearing number 9. So Nice now trying to potentially bunt the runner over there. She did offer it that. That's a strike. If you're wondering, why is Mark Janes at the Monrovia softball game today? Well, he's more than just a proud alum of Monrovia High School. He's also a teacher here at Monrovia High School.
He is a jack of all trades.
And a master of most of them.
Yeah,
Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count.
What does it say between all of you? You mentioned
you're
Jake
included.
Clary, right?
Swing and a miss. This one thrown down to first base, and there's one away.
I'm guessing that none of you lease vehicles because you put way too many miles on them with as much travel as you guys do.
That is a very safe assumption on your part. Brianna Eagold, now the shortstop, has the one of 2 base hits for South Putt. First pitch swinging, pops that one up, and it's going to be tough to do much in the way of damage in terms of something airborne in today's game.
Yeah, it's going to take some serious power fighting that wind.
Popped up, and again, second baseman coming in, and that should be a foul ball. Yes, correct. It's a foul ball. So let's explain.
Yep.
Ball hit in fair territory, hit the catcher in foul territory. It's a foul ball. It's a foul ball. The South Putt fans may not be happy, but the umpire's exactly right. That ball hit in fair territory. It spun back and hit the catcher who was in foul ground. If she touches that ball in fair territory, that's a base hit. It's not. Let's watch, okay? Watch the ball. It'll spin back and hit Ward standing completely in foul territory. Right call.
However, if this was 1858 baseball rules, that would be a single because the ball only had to hit in fair territory first. But you are correct.
Now, you know this because you used to play on what I would jokingly call the Mudville 9. But you have played old school classic baseball.
I have vintage baseball.
Yep.
I actually participated in the World Series of vintage baseball that is held in French Lick, Indiana. That was many moons ago.
This one off the end of the bat will get down for a base hit. Well, Eagle gets a base hit when she thought she may have had one earlier. This of the more conventional variety. And now South Putnam's got something going.
I may or may not. After this replay here, I'll tell you a funny story. As you alluded to a minute ago, able to rip that one in, and South Putnam's threatening here. Maybe played a couple of runs.
So 2 on for the first time in a given inning. And this one popped up. And again, first baseman trying to gauge. And again, you see where the first baseman thought she had a play on it, standing on the bag. That ball ends up hitting the top of the dugout to give you an idea of the wind today.
I may or may not own the record for the longest single in vintage baseball history.
How far did you hit it? Country mile?
See, there's no fences, so there's technically not any home runs unless you run all the way around the bases. And the bases are exactly 30 feet longer than they would normally be in today's game. So my last name is Walker for a reason. I figured I had ran far enough when I got to first base that I stopped.
Okay. 1-1 the count.
I don't know that it's actually a record, but it was definitely the furthest one I had ever hit, and I still stopped at first base.
And Baumgartner tattooed one last time, but that gusting wind held it up. Johnson made the diving effort just shy of the warning track in left center. And this one, again, popped up. Center fielder, right fielder, and they collide, and the ball pops free. Almost a play at second base. Luckily, appears everybody's all right, but a wind-blown either hit or error, one of the two, regardless for South Putnam. They got the bases loaded with 1 out.
Yeah, if there's one thing that has plagued both of these teams defensively this year, it's errors. Both average around 3 per game, and that's just no communication there between the two outfielders. Or if there was, it definitely wasn't heard. And now bases juiced.
We'll call that an error. Infield playing in. They will attempt to come home. Leonard struck out looking last time up.
If center field was not communicating there, that's on her, but that's definitely her ball.
This was off the end of the bat, and the right fielder was playing shallow, drifting back, able to make the play. Runner at third did not tag. They have a double play. They will. Kids from South Putnam thought they were going to be able to advance, that was going to fall for a base hit. It does not. It is a double play, with it going 9-3 to record the final putout. Even though the bases are loaded for South Putnam, they do not score. Bottom of the third coming up in a matter of moments as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
We referenced the fact that we got a good crowd on hand today. I know some of the South Putnam fans down the third base line, thanks to our wonderful ISC Sports Network crew, thanks to Greg and Elijah Mash, thanks to Becca Kelly, Eldon Wheeler, Eric Schultz as well.
I'll tell you, it is a great turnout here today for a softball game.
Thanks to Austin Last and Jeff McShay as well. Carpenter at the plate. Over for a strike. She walked and scored back in the first.
But I tell you, South Putnam had a chance there in that last half of the inning. Bases loaded, a ball ripped. It looked like it was headed to the gap. I think the wind had something to do with it. A little bit of a mental mistake on the base pass and doubled up, ran out of the inning. Now, Jackson on the mound here, the opportunity to kind of pick up where she left off, had a good inning last inning, starting to settle down and find her way.
Always a good sign when you're used to seeing a righty that you can spot that outside corner against a lefty. The count now 1-2. And a swing and a miss. But the ball gets away. First baseman, though, and Baumgartner able to hang on the bag. Leonard quickly to throw down, and there's one away.
Leonard, good job there. Doesn't even worry about the mask. Just reaches back, grabs the ball. Nice, easy toss down to first to get the out.
So Maddie Wood hit by a pitch and scored back in the first. Now give Monrovia the first 4 batters all reached. Last 2 runners for Monrovia back in the first scored on ground ball outs, and since that time only 1 batter has reached for the Bulldogs. By the way, I want to thank Todd Evers, the Director of Athletics here at Monrovia, for being so kind to have us out today. And of course, we are presented by our partners at Endeavor Communications. If you appreciate today's coverage, be sure to thank them for having us here today. Two and 1 the count.
Wood's shown some good patience at the plate today. Seen quite a few pitches so far.
Ground ball. Third baseman McHugh's got it. Rifles it over to first, and there's 2 away.
Nice job down there by the third baseman, McHugh. Able to snag that one, makes a nice strong throw across the diamond. Another look at it here. Does everything right, stays in front of it. Good strong throw to get the out.
So here's Payne. Ground ball out and an RBI last time up. An RBI, her 4th of the season. Outside corner.
You know, Rake, a lot of times with pitchers, you see them come out, they perform really well that first time through the lineup. Second time through is where you start to see some base hits and struggles, and it's been the exact opposite for Jackson. She struggled out the gate, maybe a little nervous as a freshman making her first varsity start, and since then she has really calmed down, has an opportunity here to go 1-2-3 this inning if they can find a way to retire Payne here.
Just a little high. 2 and 1 to count.
Greg, you mentioned today's game being brought by Endeavor Communications. What a benefit a company like that is to have in this area. I mean, they do so much for the community. It's absolutely awesome to see.
Taken all the way. That's in for strike 2 and 2 the count. And the counter run full. Mobley will await on deck and she'll come to the plate if Payne can reach after this next pitch.
The question is, have you seen Endeavor's Giga Grill?
I have not.
We got to get them to bring it out to one of the next games that they sponsor. For selfish reasons, of course.
Swing and a miss, and for the first time, the Bulldogs are retired in order. And again, for Jackson, she has retired 9 of the last 10 batters she's faced. We're through 3 here at Monrovia. Bulldogs lead by 4. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, you know, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12. You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have to.
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah. Was
No
a big
way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Here's the Austin Lass high atop the softball stadium here at Monrovia High School.
He's bundled up.
It's
As
breezy
if
out
he's
there.
prepared for some snow for tomorrow, but it's wind related tonight.
He and I were comparing this to, say, working at the old Candlestick Park. An excuse me swing for Custis that goes right off the hands, right back to Payne. In the blink of an eye, there's one down.
And that's the part about high school sports that you love. You see the smile as she goes back by, obviously not what she intended to do.
We can't want to thank our friends at McAllister's for helping us with not just one but two lifts for today's broadcast. Gives you that great view of the shot you're about to see. Of course, all the action we're tracking from behind home plate as well. Van Rensselaer, a foul pop-up caught by the shortstop in her previous plate appearance. 1-1 the count. You are well versed in what the folks from Endeavor do from the community. Are you well versed in your famous alums of Monrovia High School, Mr. Walker?
Mark Janes?
There's one, yes. If he's not on the Mount Rushmore, he's at least the master of ceremonies for the dedication service of the famous alums of Monrovia High School.
Okay. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to have to get the power of Google here in a minute.
Do you know whom the court at Assembly Hall is named after?
I do.
And that would be?
Bob Knight Court.
No, it's not.
It should be.
You're not Dick Vitale. It's not Bob Knight Court.
I know.
No, it shouldn't be.
Got it 2-2. And this one line into center field. Center fielder's got a beat on it and didn't need the dive that time, but Johnson has figured out the wind field out there, and there's two down.
Well, that was a good strong hit that time. Put a charge into it, but kind of right at Jackson there in center field. See it here. Good little slap at it. Put a charge. Jackson there.
So let me rephrase the question. Do you know who won the first two national championships as the basketball coach at Indiana University?
Yeah, that is Branch McCracken.
Did you know he is an alumnus of Monrovia High School?
I did not know that.
You know it now. Do you know?
Did I just fall in love with Monrovia a little bit more?
So there you go. Do you know the Monrovia alumnus that has a Super Bowl ring from the Indianapolis Colts? You know, we're out by these cornfields. It's like I'm hearing the voice in my ear.
I'm going to go with John Standifer.
From Field of Dreams. Like, if you build it, he will come. It's remarkable. That's over, or that's going to be just outside of the zone. 1-1 the count. And do you know the pair of state championship winning high school football coaches that are alums of Monrovia High School?
Let's see. We just had one a couple years ago.
Correct.
And he just
frequently would compete against Monrovia in the postseason as well. 2-1.
You have to help me with this one.
This one? Well, off the end of the bat, could be a play at first base. Good job to hustle down the line by Pastelli, and she has reached for a second consecutive plate appearance, fourth hit for the Eagles. Well, he is currently not a varsity head coach, as you see the replay of Pastelli taking that one from around the eyeballs and pushing it out to right field. But Ty Hunt from Cardinal Ritter is an alumnus of Monrovia High School.
I did not know that one.
The other one is now retired from being a head coach, but is still an athletic director at a school at which he won nearly double-digit football state championships. So you would have worked with him probably in a non-football capacity without realizing who you were dealing with. I'm going to keep talking over the producer so you can't hear the clues he's giving you in your ears either.
You got me.
Rick Strife, Cathedral High School.
Okay.
Miami of Ohio kind of has the cradle of coaches already on lockdown. That stolen base attempt, and they got her. So McHugh was in an 0-2 predicament. She'll have a reset when she comes back to the plate. However, Pistelli is thrown out 2-6, and the inning comes to an end there. We'll take a look at this outstanding play from behind home plate. Lewis applies the tag. 4-0 Monrovia leads on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have to.
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest fan. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
To the bottom of the fourth inning we go. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you here on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Endeavor Communications. So Mobley will lead things off for Monrovia. Ground ball RBI last time up. And this one going to be deemed in fair territory. That'll be a base hit. Ruled that McHugh just touched that ball as it was over the fair foul line, and leadoff runners aboard for the first time since the fourth inning for the Bulldogs.
Well, I tell you, I don't know that Harley Mobley knew that it was a fair ball. She let up there towards the end as she got down to first base. It almost cost her there.
That's just the third hit so far for Monrovia.
Brief discussion. I don't think Coach Hamilton's feeling like many calls are going his way today.
So here's Johnson at the plate. And that misses. I can tell you definitively that the one call that he felt should have been a single, which again ended up being a single for Egold.
Yeah.
So center field was, again, we had that one locked up with Austin Lass's camera angle, and we saw it from the press box. That was definitively the right call. A foul ball as that's over for a strike. That one, you might have a little more of a gripe about. That was 50-50 bang, kind of a bang-bang play. And that's also a line where the home plate umpire does not have assistance because the bases umpire is on the other side of the field.
Certainly.
Popped up. Off the cage right in front of us. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, you were money on the one. I mean, you had every detail of the whole thing, and then replay just confirmed it for you.
If I was not doing this for a living, I would be umpiring.
I never doubted you for a second. I just let you know that.
1-2. My buddy that's the NCAA Division II Director of Umpiring would be so proud of me.
Yeah.
Line drive caught, foul territory. Quickly back on the bag is Mobley. Great play by Baumgartner, one down.
Let's take a look at this one here. Slapped. And in great position, obviously, over there, close to the runner, playing the line. Great snag at first base.
I really respect how South Putnam's kind of kept battling. The first four runners score, and the game could have gotten away quickly. They have ensured that has not been the case. Here's Whitaker. Shortstop Egold goes the short way. That's the proper play, especially with Whitaker hustling down the line. There's two down.
Softball, with it being such a shorter field, smaller field, there's just little room for error. You have to be so clean with everything you do. Eagle does a great job fielding it, and then the throw's a little low. But Custis right there, able to squeeze it and get that out at second base.
So here's Ward, had a single last time up. Smashed one back up the box. This is the second trip through the lineup now for Monrovia. And again, the experience the freshman Jackson is getting is invaluable.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, rough start to the game. We've said that a few times, but since then she has calmed down. And, you know, you always hope when you have young players, freshman, sophomore, that they mature quickly on the team, that they pick things up very, very fast. But you're talking over the course of a season. She looks to have done that over the course of this game so far, just in the first 4 innings.
And that's a bit low. And a 4-pitch walk. Just the second one of those issued today, and the first since the opening inning for the freshman in the circle. And quickly, Leonard will go out and make sure to talk to the pitcher. And here's the good news for this South Putt defense. Again, you can focus on getting 1 out. There are 2 down.
Yeah, and I think it's probably what they're talking about here is keep everything in front of you. Obviously, any base in the infield is open right now. First, second, or third, there's a force out there available for you. Just, you know, keep it, knock it down, keep it in front of you, and make the play. You get yourself out of this inning unscathed, and I mean, it's a huge confidence builder. And for a young pitcher like Jackson, being able to not only work yourself into a rut, but then work yourself out of that will do a lot for her confidence as she goes on. I mean, I've always said this. You're not a wise man because you're just wise. It's because you've been through some stuff and you know how to maneuver through it.
Ball gets away from the catcher. It's a free 60 feet for Whitaker. And again, for a second time in as many plate appearances, the catcher in Ward will head back to the bench to get the gear on. So Avery Newland is running for her at second base. And this one, smacked into center field, gets down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Ball goes all the way home and heads up base running by Lewis. It's enough for her to advance to second base as Newland was not going anywhere. But it's 5-0 now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great hit there. Able to drive this one straight back up the middle. Wynn helps knock that one down. RBI there, single, and then advances the second on the throw. Good piece of hitting, and that's the first run now from Monrovia since the first inning.
So give Lewis the run batted in. Here's Crouch. Pops straight up, catcher spots it, snags it, inning is over. But Monrovia stretches their lead by a run, and we are through 4 here at Monrovia High School. Bulldogs lead at 5-0 as you're watching, presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
So McHugh back at the plate. She was at the plate when Castelli was caught stealing to end the 4th inning. Slaps this one foul. Today's game again presented by Endeavor Communications. With Endeavor's ridiculously fast internet speeds, it's now easier for you to watch, work, study, and play all at the same time. Sign up today at join.weendeavor.com. Line drive, that's up for a base hit. And McHugh will make the turn, but stop at first, and South Putnam keeps putting runners on the base paths.
Yeah, you saw McHugh there. last inning, got to see quite a few pitches, and then because of the out on the base pass, she was able to come back up and lead off again here this inning, works her way on, nice base hit. And that's what South Putnam needs right now. They need to get some runners on base, get some confidence going, see if they can get some runs across here and cut into this lead.
Jackson chases the fastball.
We saw Jackson in her last at bat rip one into left field.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Was more of an off-speed pitch that time by Payne, but did a good job of keeping that ball out of the zone.
Well, I'd tell you, I would rather face somebody throwing mid-90s all day long than to try to face any pitcher throwing underhand.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. 3 straight, and there's 1 down. Strikeout number 6 for Payne.
You watch that, it's a rise ball right there. I mean, that thing starts at 6 o'clock and ends at 12, and it's just about impossible to hit.
Pop up. Good job by the left fielder. Called that immediately. Much easier play for Whitaker to make than Lewis backing up into that win. And there's 2 down. First time that Nice has made contact today, but unfortunately for Ayana, she is now 0 of 3.
Shortstop 13, Brianna Eagle.
Now a player who is 2 for 2 is Eagold. So this is the opportunity here for South Putnam. First pitch swinging. First baseman, second baseman, and again the Gale just kind of took that one.
That was great hustle from Maddie Wood. I mean, she came from the second base position there and nearly caught that at the fence. It's great hustle.
Eagle entered the day hitting over 300. She has bolstered that average by going 2 for 2. Fouls that one straight back and now finds herself in an 0-2 predicament.
I know it's so tough to steal. But I think in this situation, if I was South Putnam, I would look at the opportunity of trying to get this runner down to second base.
Ground ball. Shortstop goes the short way, and it's the way to get it done. Out retired 6-4, and another 0 goes on the board for the Eagles of South Putnam. Bulldogs come to bat when we come back, leading it by 5. Presented by Endeavor on the ISC Sports Network.
Irritated by your internet provider? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with eForce high-speed internet. Download speed? No problem. Download an HD movie in seconds with our remarkable gigabit speed. Endeavor not only provides the latest fiber optic technology, we're also here to help you use it. We also provide television, wireless, security, and telephone services with outstanding local support. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
A look around the grounds here at Monrovia High School. Mr. Willett's going to be happy we're showcasing the Bulldog Brigade semi. We're kind of back in the corner of the property here, behind the high school. Gordon Hadley Field's a bit down the hill. Soccer is over by us on this portion of the property. By the way, new pitcher, who was the usual pitcher for South Putnam, Brianna Eagold into the circle now after Jackson goes the first 4 innings. And again, Jackson has given up 5 runs, but I still think this has largely been a good day for the freshman making her debut.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, again, rough start, but did a great job settling down and had to grow in some confidence out there. I thought she did a really nice job the last few innings, retiring the hitters, and probably gave some confidence to Coach Hamilton to be able to utilize her again here in the near future.
So Jackson goes 4 innings, struck out 4, walked 2, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, hit 2 batters. Carpenter. Eagle rifles that one in for a strike. Carpenter walked, struck out, and scored a run. her efforts so far today. Finds the outside corner. Quickly, the count now at 0-2. Goes after Carpenter on the 0-2 pitch. Carpenter sprays it foul. We'll do it again.
Yeah, Eagle, 39.2 innings pitched on the season. It's 30 strikeouts on the year. I think what really stuck out to me looking at her numbers, though, is how well she fields her position. She got 13 putouts from the circle, from the pitcher's position. Maybe one error. So does a really nice job on the ball, hit right back at her.
Turns over this one. And they have moved various players around now for South Putnam. Custis was playing second. She has moved to shortstop. Van Rensselaer was in right field. She has moved to third. McHugh has moved over to second. Count at 1-2 after 5 consecutive strikes. First pitch out of the zone by Eagle. Two and two. That one also just off the outside corner.
Good eye by Carpenter not to chase that one there.
And a swing and a miss, elevated the fastball. And there's one away.
That looked like it had some elevation on it as well. Man, just so tough to hit.
But
watch this, another look at this one here. You can tell again, starts at 6, ends at 12, and
that misses low. By the way, I had spoken error. Van Rensselaer did not move in from her outfield position. Savannah Workman has entered the game to play third for South Putnam. That's in for a strike, and you can just simply listen to the pop of the mitt when Eagle delivers it home.
she's definitely dialing up a little bit of heat here.
Inside corner, strike called, 1-2.
Doing a good job of hitting her spots as well.
Wood hit by a pitch and scored back in the first. Ground ball to third base last time up. 2-2 the count. Popped up. E-Gold calling everybody off, as she should, and there's 2 down.
We talked about just a second ago, her fielding her position from the circle. Coming off the mound, does a great job there. Coming up, calling that one herself and getting the out.
So here's Payne. Payne struck out last time up. First pitch swinging. Second baseman makes the play. Fires over to first, and Monrovia is retired in order for just the second time in 5 innings today. Time to start counting outs. If you're South Putnam, you trail by 5. You got 6 outs left to fix that as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest fan. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
Getting a little extra work done, and that's not officially a bullpen session. Just throwing the softball because you're here as Baumgartner sprays that one foul. Today's game again presented by Endeavor Communications. They offer high-speed service that businesses and residences need to stay ahead. Get the internet performance that makes it all happen ridiculously fast at weendeavor.com. 1-1 the count. Baumgartner, fortunately, was doubled off at first base when South Putnam had loaded the bases back in the third. That is by far their best scoring opportunity of the day. And South Putnam has put runners on the base paths in every inning, but as you can see, has yet to touch home plate. And that has been part of the problem for the Eagles so far this year. In 8 games, they have scored 19 runs.
Yeah, they've definitely given up quite a few and not been able to play as many themselves. And, you know, hats off to Savannah Payne. I mean, it can't be said enough. She was nursing a sore knee. Coach wasn't even sure that she was going to get the start tonight. It was a game-time decision for her. And she has come in and been fantastic. We talked, you know, on the season, she's faced 126 batters and she struck out 33 of them. That means 1 out of every 4 batters, she's usually able to strike out. That's pretty impressive for a young pitcher.
When this one lined into center or field for a base hit, that will get to the wall. Should be 2. Baumgartner may even think about 3. No, she'll stand up at second right there. That's it. First extra base hit for either side today. And that's exactly what the Eagles were looking for.
Yeah, Coach, he was very high on Macy. Said that she's been an absolute beast this year, and you can see this swing just crushes that one into left field, gets all the way to the wall. And he said that new pop in her bat has been a very welcome surprise this season.
So here's Leonard. Fly ball to right field last time up. That was the fly ball that ended up causing the double play to end the bases loaded threat for South Putnam. That was a good play made by Carpenter out in right field because she was playing shallow. Ball was over her head. Wind, again, held it up a bit for her, but still, it's not an easy play to make when you are going, frankly, the opposite direction that the softball's going.
Certainly. For Leonard, a great opportunity here. Runner in scoring position. Try to get off the Schneider today. Get a run across.
It's a very busy week for the Eagles. They will play host to Indian Creek. In fact, they've got conference games each of the next 3 days. Do South Putnam. Indian Creek on Tuesday. Again, weather forecast not great. This one turned foul. Then North Putnam at Rochdale on Wednesday. And down in Spencer to take on Owen Valley on Thursday before having the Eels of Clay City come to South Putnam for a doubleheader on Saturday afternoon.
I'm not so sure if she would have not swung that last time, had that ball would have
it was a self-defense swing,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Certainly. That was more of a protect myself swing.
Count now goes to 2-2. Off the end of the bat, foul. This Monrovia team again going for a 4th consecutive win. Monrovia is scheduled to play at Beech Grove tomorrow. They will play on an all-new turf facility at Beech Grove High School, again, weather permitting. Pops straight up. Second baseman seems to have a good beat on it. She does. And there's 1 down.
Well, I tell you, on a normal day, that's a shallow pop fly to center field. And today, with the wind blowing straight in, that was literally right to second base. Watch this again. The wind just continues to knock that one down. I thought for sure going to be shallow center, and instead it's right there at second base.
Swing and a miss. Custis could not catch up. And Custis began the game as a second baseman, now the shortstop. See her work so far today at the plate. By the way, Monrovia also in action both Wednesday and Thursday. They will play host to Cardinal Ritter here on Wednesday in conference play, and they'll take on the Eagles of Brown County on Thursday. And misses.
I'll tell you, Payne just seems to be really even keel out there for these Monrovia Bulldogs. Even when South Putnam has gotten base runners on in this game. She just doesn't get rattled or phased. She just still throws strikes.
This one into right field again. Right fielder able to adjust to that ball. Good job by Carpenter, and there's 2 down.
It's amazing what that wind does here. I mean, off the bat, this looks like it's going to be a base hit into the gap. They're going to get their first run on, and instead it just knocks it down over to right field.
Well, you can also tell that the young ladies that play here are used to it, because
certainly
they have handled every one of those properly. And this one, Laughlin to center field. Center fielder made a couple of steps. Inning is over. So 3 fly ball outs, and again, South Putnam still with a goose egg on the board. Insurance run time for Monrovia. They lead 5-0 going to the home half of the 6th. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest fan. Yeah.
No
a big
way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Great look at the scoreboard out in left center field. And our pleasure to be here today on the ISC Sports Network. Mobley, a late decision to swing. She had a single her last time up. Near the first baseman. Again, given the amount of games that South Putnam has scheduled, I certainly understand not wanting to overtax E. Golden Circle, but you can also tell she's got some electric stuff.
Yeah, she definitely does.
You were telling me she's going to be a 2-sport athlete in college next year?
That is very true, yeah. She's got to do Manchester. Going to play softball and volleyball.
Going to play at the Division III level. And this one, pop foul. Count goes to 1-2.
Now, how cool is that for Eagle, too? Obviously, getting to go play a sport in college is always awesome. Been able to do 2, that's just absolutely amazing.
Outstanding play in right field. And Rensselaer with the diving effort. Had just 1 error in today's game.
Center fielder, number 7, Kenzie.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of balls put into play, including this one right here, and you see the wind as that tails back again. And for 2 teams that have committed a lot of errors defensively, you are correct, Ray. Only 1 in today's game. They've done a really nice job defensively as both teams.
So Johnson, second time in a row that the ball has gone to the right side. Last time it was a line drive that was snagged by Baumgartner in foul territory. This time it's unassisted 3, and quickly 2 away, and Egold has retired all 5 of the batters she has faced. Here comes Whitaker. She has scored the only run outside of the first inning for Monrovia.
And if you think they don't have some scouting down on these teams here, immediately Whitaker comes to the plate. They pull left field in. Whitaker's plate appearances today, we've seen her go that way. And, boy, I thought that one might have been fair. It looked like it almost skipped off the bag.
Well, I think it hit in fair territory. I think by the time it got to the bag, it had turned foul.
You tell Whitaker, slap hitter, wants to go the opposite direction.
Then for a strike. Looking ahead for South Putnam, 7, 8, and 9. The batters that are up. Pastelli, McHugh, and it should be Workman's spot in the lineup. In for the pitcher in Jackson. Ground ball, perfectly placed for a base hit. So Whitaker gets her first base hit of the game.
And the throwing air there.
Yep. Ball got away.
I understand the thought process, but you just want to eat that one. You don't want to give the other team an opportunity to get another run across here. You've got 2 outs. Gave up the hit. Great piece of hitting here, and you're going to see it. Slaps it right where they're not. And, I mean, they're playing her for that. So the fact that she's able to do so is amazing. But that there takes a perfect throw and tag to make that play. It's one you just want to eat.
Ward has reached base both times today. Singled and walked. It's the 3rd trip through the Monrovia lineup.
Ward's been very solid behind the plate. Getting 1 for 1 at the dish as well.
2-0 the count. That's in for a strike.
You talked about Eagle. She's popping the mid, but she's got an array of pitches here. You've seen a few different things. Bring some heat, get a little riser. Off speed when she wants it.
Catcher tried to frame that one. That was up. Now they're delayed steal. They throw down and they get her. Trying to catch Leonard napping and able to throw down to third base, apply the tag, and the inning is over. Well, for Monrovia, though, they can focus on trying to finish this one off and getting the shutout. To the top of the 7th we go. Bulldogs lead by 5 as you're watching, presented by Endeavor Communications here on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Top of the 7th we go. Looking for the shutout of the Bulldogs. And South Putnam has put runners on the base paths in every inning. They have stranded a total of 6. Only once have they had multiple runners on the base paths. It's just kind of been one of those days, one of those seasons so far for South Putnam. You see the pieces are there. It's a matter of putting it all together.
Yeah, when they've been able to get them on, they've either run into base running mistakes or, you know, unfortunately had a leadoff double last inning, and then everything was pop flies after that.
And this one pushed foul by Pastelli. And the catering crew just stopped by.
Yeah, how about that? Thank you.
I've been told the Jumbo Dogs here are legendary.
I hope so.
We're about to find out. Counted 0-1. Pastelli trying to bunt this one again. Ward diving effort, couldn't get there, and that'll be a base hit.
I'll tell you, what a great effort by Bree Ward behind the plate. Maneuvers around the baseball bat that's laying there so that she doesn't trip on it and lays out in the dirt. What a great effort. A nice bunt, but look at the effort here defensively. Bunt gets up in the air and then goes around the bat and still almost makes the play. Fantastic effort.
Pastelli has now reached base all 3 times at the plate. Here's trying to get runners on right now for South Putnam.
This is the second inning in a row where they've gotten the leadoff hitter aboard.
And this one down the right field line, gets there for a base hit, and is going to go for a way. They're going to give Pastelli the wave around. Second base will focus on the runner at second base, and South Putnam's on the board. Well, a double and an RBI from McHugh.
What a great hit by McHugh. Goes right side here. It's tailing away right at the line. And then, unfortunately, just a little bit of a bad angle there from the right fielder. So that one gets down, RBI double.
This is Workman's first plate appearance of the day. And she entered when Eagle went from shortstop to pitch. This was Jackson's spot in the lineup. Savannah Workman, a junior. And this one smacked into center field for a base hit. They will hold McHugh there. And again, knowing you're trailing by 4 runs, you got to be certain you're going to score there. And especially knowing that the top of the lineup is rolling through. But all of a sudden, South Putnam doing some work.
Yeah, opportunity here for South Putnam. Now, it's been great to see the bottom part of the lineup here get themselves on no outs, able to get a run across, and you turn it over now, going back to the top part of the lineup.
So Ayana Neese now to the plate. Well, you can see today it's been a struggle for her, but on the year she's hitting about 280 entering this game. And delayed steal, and at this point Monrovia says that's fine. The tying run, though, I think I may have said this. You're trying to get the tying run out of the dugout. Tying run is now on deck for South Putnam. Puts the bunt down. Bit of a safety squeeze.
Placed.
Again, just trying to get on the base pass, and all of a sudden, tying runs at home plate with nobody out for South Putnam.
Well placed. I mean, you couldn't have put that in a more perfect position. Right there, kind of perfectly in no man's land between the catcher, the pitcher, and the third baseman. Good job defensively there from Monrovia. Everybody covers everything up, but well placed. Great bunt.
Here comes Egold, who has a pair of base hits today.
And you got them loaded for it. I mean, here's one of your senior leaders on the team hitting over 300 on the season. With a chance to really be a hero here for South Putnam.
This one hopped to home plate. Interesting defensive alignment. You've got first, second, and third all in. Shortstop at a much more usual depth or position.
This one gets away.
Yep. Everybody's going to try to score on it. Ball gets away from the pitch. Here comes a. Oh, they're going to stop her at third again. Not a bad decision by South Putnam. You have to know they're going to score that run. First 4 runners have all reached on a base hit, and now 2 of them have come around to score.
You know, I've talked a few times about how stable we've seen Payne in the circle. That one gets away from Ward and then kind of compounds there with the throwaway. We're starting to see Payne get rattled here late in the 7th.
And this one into right center field gets down for a base hit. It'll score 2. Egold may have a triple out of this one. She'll round second. She'll stop right there. But the tying run is now in scoring position for South Putnam.
What a big hit. I mean, this is what this level of athletics is all about, right? Get them on, bring in one of your senior leaders, steps to the plate, able to drive this one into the gap, plate 2 runs, and put herself out there at second base. You know, obviously, with Eagle not getting the start tonight on the mound, she was nursing a little bit of an injury herself. They brought her in late. She's done great in the circle and then steps up huge at the plate.
So, courtesy runner is Peyton Freeman for South Putnam. With Egold now the pitcher, she can be run 4. So the tying run now is at second base. The go-ahead run is at home plate. Hits for the first 5 South Putnam batters.
You know, Bumgarner doubled in her last plate appearance too, right? And she's hitting 450 on the season. Another one of those seniors, and it's important to note, you know, you talk about what these players do on the field, but what about what they do off of it? Brianna Eagle, Macy Bumgarner, and another young lady are all in the top 10 of their class.
That's in for a base hit. Throw goes home on the perfectly placed ball down the right field line. South Putnam had 6 hits in the first 6 innings. They have 6 hits in the top of the 7th. And the go-ahead run is at first base.
It's amazing, is it not, this game here, the way things can change on a dime. It looked like Monrovia had the momentum through this entire game. We get into the top of the 7th. South Putnam shut out previously, and here we are, 5-4.
Popped up and out of play. And Monrovia really, Payne is their pitcher of record. She had thrown through their first 5 games every inning but 1 on the season.
She's had such good control here tonight. Really going through these batters, even when she's giving up some base runners.
Sky high pop up. Left fielder coming in, able to make the play, and again, throw will come home. No further advance. An important out for the Bulldogs.
Most certainly. And so many times in that situation you see, everybody's rattled and a mental mistake happens. That's a great job in left field. Come in and squeeze that by Grace Whitaker, get the out. And I know double plays are rare, but you at least have that opportunity now with second base open, a chance to try to turn one.
All right, so third baseman and catcher are talking because the batter and head coach at on the third base line are talking. Looking for a potential bunt. This one, Ward makes a diving effort to go after that one. Could not get it. Well, that was good communication by Monrovia because they were kind of sitting and waiting on that opportunity.
South Putnam trying to bunt that tying run across here. It's good to see the gamesmanship from both sides, the communication. Everybody's dialed in right now.
That was kind of the safety squeeze variety. The runner was not going to break from third until she saw where a potential play could be made. Custis again tries the bunt and pushes it foul where Ward can't get to it. And the count goes to 0-2. Custis, a strikeout. Tapper back to the pitcher. And a fly ball to right field.
You get water breaks in the middle of an inning because I'm going to tell you, Bree Ward needs one right now. She is hustling back there behind the plate.
Again, the pop-up. Right fielder, center fielder, and that'll drop for a base hit. And the throw comes home. Tag applied, not in time. We're tied at 5. What a rally by South Putnam.
You got to wonder if that right there wasn't from earlier on, maybe when those two collided in the outfield and had a drop ball earlier. See the center field tracking it this time, just unable to get there. The right fielder and Carpenter comes up and makes a great strong throw to home plate. A tying run across.
So the infielder's talking about, okay, here's the play with runners on first and second. Van Rensselaer. That's it, 3 airborne outs so far in today's game. Pair of fly balls to center. And a foul pop-up in. But the shortstop and Lewis made the play on. But 8 batters to the plate, 7 base hits, 5 runners have scored. And the go-ahead run now stands at second.
Yeah, if you're Coach Hamilton here, you're excited. I know Van Rensselaer struggled in this game at the plate 0 for 3 today, but she is the team's top hitter on the season. Right now you're in a tie game. You got a runner in scoring position, and you got your best hitter on the season at the plate.
This one will get fouled. Count it 2-1. That one hopped to home, 3-1 the count.
But I tell you, the patience. Just a sophomore at the plate, big position. Your team, just 1 win on the season so far, an opportunity to beat, somebody just down the road from you, somebody you're very familiar with. Obviously, you got family bragging rights on the line here too, with both head coaches being cousins. Opportunity to drive in a run.
Ball 4. Well, the wheels unfortunately coming off from Monrovia here. So now the go-ahead run 60 feet away. That's just the second walk issued today for Payne.
Yeah, if you're Savannah Payne, just deep breath here.
So Pastelli, who began this with a bunt base hit. Showed bunt, but was swinging away here.
I mentioned earlier that Brianna Eagold, Macy Baumgartner, and Chloe Custis are all in the top 10 of their senior class.
Pop up. Infield fly is called, so the batter is out. Catch is made anyway. And there's 2 down.
I was trying to brag on Chloe Pastelli there as well. She's top 3 in the junior class academically.
Here's McHugh. Double down the right field line on an RBI in her swings a few minutes ago. He's got 2 base hits today. This one, shallow right field. Second baseman drifting back, makes the catch. She and the right fielder take a tumble. Let's hope everybody's all right. The out is recorded. And we will have a bottom of the 7th, tied at 5. South Putnam, 7 hits, 5 runs, 11 batters get to the plate. Monrovia will have a chance to win it if they can cross home plate when we come back, as you're watching high school softball on Endeavor Communications and the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
Confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have to.
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No
a big
way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Oh, dramatically how things changed in the 7th inning. Monrovia looked like they were cruising to a potential shutout victory. South Putnam erupts for 5 in the top of the 7th, and we go to the home half of the 7th. And Ward was at the plate, and Whitaker was called out at third base trying to advance on a bit of a delayed steal. So Ward comes back up. What appeared to be a 4th straight win for Monrovia now is most certainly in doubt.
Little flair for the dramatics out of South Putnam here. Go scoreless in the first 6 innings and put 5 on the board in the 7th.
Strike called.
Monrovia, though, with an opportunity here to get a walk-off win in front of the home crowd.
Count it 2-2.
Got to get some base runners first.
Of course, they are seeing the second pitcher of the day, but the ace for this South Putnam staff in Eagold. And a swing and a miss. First time that Ward has made the right-hand turn to the dugout. For Eagold, that is her second strikeout and 7 batters faced. And here's Ashley Lewis.
That's a big feat for Eagold as well, because Ward has only struck out 1 time prior the entire season at the plate. She gets her first second there.
Lewis singled last time up. In fact, that's the run that she drove in, the last run that was scored by Monrovia back in the 4th. So this is the 4th trip through the lineup. Lewis led off the game being hit by a pitch. 1-1 the count. Smacks this one. Eldon Wheeler never flinched down the line. Was laser focused on delivering that camera angle.
That was pretty well right at him, too. That was like a heat sinker.
Need another softball here. Hence the momentary delay. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. 2 down.
Eagle dialed in here in the 7th. She's pitched really well since she came in and took over for Jackson.
Here's Crouch.
Another look at that last one. Just out of the reach for strike 3.
Crouch a foul ball to the catcher in her previous plate appearance. Single and scored back in the first. When you looked at some of the numbers that South Putnam had, and it struck you that they were better than a 1-7 team coming in.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's just that head scratcher. It's the growth, the development, trying to put everything together. Coach Hamilton said when I talked to him, last year coming in, it's his first year as a coach. They get 5 practices in and everything's shut down. And so he's had to, try to find time to learn and get to know these kids personally.
Count at 1-2 now.
You had freshmen who missed their entire year, sophomores who missed their year, juniors, seniors who didn't even get to play. They just graduated. And so that's a year of development that's kind of missed out on.
And a swing and a miss. Eagle strikes out the side, and we got some free softball for you today. We'll come back for the top of the 8th inning as you're watching on Endeavor Communications and the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
Great look back towards our broadcast location up there in the press box. Just beautiful, the tree line view. We're kind of we're both downtown and the edge of town at the same time here in Monrovia. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you on the ISC Sports Network. Workman, who had one of the 7 base hits last inning in her first plate appearance of today's game. Again, she entered when Jackson left after the 4th inning, and Eagold entered the pitch.
Yeah, I would say right now momentum is all with South Putnam. I mean, after that last inning, I think Savannah Payne's starting to tire just a little bit. You can almost see it in her body language, and if you're South Putnam, you got to try to take advantage of that. You've stolen the momentum, got an opportunity here to take the lead in extra innings.
That hit last inning for Workman. Can't replicate it that time as she strikes out on 3 pitches.
But as I say that about Payne, she does a great job of coming in and getting the strikeout. She just continues to throw strikes tonight. I mean, that's been very impressive with her out on the plate or out on the mound, is finding the strike zone. And sometimes that's found the bat of the opposing team.
Nice singled on a bunt base hit last time up and would score as well. Shows bunt again. Well done. First baseman in. And the throw hit the runner in foul territory, which means that's legal play. Bunt base hit again for Neeson. Kind of scratching that back where the war wound's going to be at the end of this one.
Yeah, it's referred to as a softball. There's nothing soft about it. It hurts.
Shortstop, 13, Brianna Eagle.
It's a great replay angle here as you see the bunt put down. And then again, because the base paths are a little bit shorter, you have to react quicker, and everything has to be so clean. And the throw rushed and just off the mark.
Right fielder circling that one. That's Carpenter. There's 2 down.
Been really impressed with Piper Carpenter out there in right field today as well. I mean, you talked about the home team not fazed by the wind. She has played it perfect every single time today. That ball, when it takes off the bat, it looks like it's going towards the gap. She just stays home. Ball finds its way back to her. Looks a lot like my golf swing.
This one off the end of the bat. Shortstop backing up. Center fielder coming in. Shortstop's got it, and the top of the 8th goes quickly for the Eagles. Bulldogs have a chance to win this one in the home half of the 8th. Back with more in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning-fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast. And contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
So 3, 4, and 5 do up this time through, and off the end of the bat, first baseman has a foot race and wins it with Carpenter. It's Baumgartner that makes the play, and in the blink of an eye, there's one down.
I tell you, since Eagle has taken over, what she got, one base runner?
Correct.
She has been fantastic out there in the circle, and you know, you got 3, 4, 5 coming up here from Monrovia, an opportunity to try to get some base runners on, but Eagle looking very dominant.
Wood sprays that one foul. Hit by a pitch and scored back in the first, and gone 0 for 2 since that time. Right back up the box. Eagold snares it, flips it over to first base, 2 down.
But I tell you, defensively, she's really impressive. I mean, looking through the stats that jumped out to me, she had quite a few putouts with only 1 error on the season. But seeing it here in person, I mean, that's a great reaction. The ball just kind of stabs at it. Maybe not necessarily textbook how you should field it, but when it works, it doesn't matter.
So here's Savannah Payne. Does have an RBI today. 0 for 3. Looking ahead for South Putnam if we get to the top of the 9th. They will send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Two and 0.
You said it, Savannah, with that RBI in the first. Kind of helped her own cause early on. Opportunity to do so here late in this one as well.
4 in the first and 1 in the 5th for Monrovia. All 5 in the top of the 7th for South Putnam. Just missed that one as she sends it straight back. 2-1 the count.
If I'm eagled here, I'm going outside corner. I've noticed with Savannah Payne that lead foot tends to drift towards the third baseline on that swing.
Hit it perfectly. 2-2. Payne was taken at 2-1. This game right at the 2-hour mark. Winding and whipping in from center field. By the way, told that's a brand new American flag that is being stretched to its limits.
Yeah, it's going to look about 3 weeks old come tomorrow. Much wind as it's been whipped around in.
Ball popped up. First baseman, catcher. Great job by the catcher to play that one in Leonard. We'll see her come to the plate to start the 9th inning. We remain tied at 5, presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our speed geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
To the top of the ninth we go. And this one hammered left field, looks up, that's gone. Home run! Leonard clears the left field fence, and South Putnam has a 6-5 lead.
Boy, I tell you, I honestly didn't think we were going to see a home run today, not with the way that the wind is in, but she got every bit of that one and just absolutely ripped it into left field to give South Putnam the lead.
South Putnam had 3 home runs on the season coming in. She did not have one of them. She does now. And it's kind of obscured by the telephone pole there, but we had a good look at it. Again, that wind was knocking it down, but it just snuck inside the foul pole down the line. So Chloe Custis. And for the first time today, it took 9 innings. Monrovia is trailing. And you can see Payne's kind of showing the effects of having thrown 8+ innings already. This is the 5th time she has faced these batters from South Putnam. This one off the end of the bat, right fielder has a beat on it, Carpenter. She has been busy in right field today, and there's one down.
Yeah, still just reeling over that home run a minute ago from Leonard. I mean, that was just, man, she got every bit of that one into left field. You see the pop there and just the drive right coming out of the break, and you can't see the flagpole or the foul pole there. It's well inside of it.
Looking ahead for Monrovia, 6, 7, and 8. Mobley, Johnson, and Whitaker due up next time through. And Rensselaer has walked and hit 3 fly balls in her previous plate appearances. 1-1 the count. Moves her off the plate. 2-1.
What an entertaining contest today, though. I mean, Monrovia had all the momentum early on. South Putnam able to steal that there in the 7th inning, and now putting a charge on things here in extras.
Smack to center field. It's a base hit. There'll be a bit of an error on Johnson. They'll let that ball get through her leg. So a single and an extra base on the E8. 1 on and 1 down.
This one ripped right back up the middle. You're starting to see a little more pop off the bat of South Putnam. So I think Payne's tiring just a little bit out there for Monrovia, as anybody would. I mean, she's 9 innings of ball here so far.
And that clip, Pistelli at the plate.
If you're South Putnam, obviously you've got the 1-run lead, but you'd like to add a little insurance to this just in case.
So here's McHugh. Ended the 7th with the pop-up that saw the second baseman and right fielder collide. This one gets into right field for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner. Ball gets behind the catcher. Now she's going to try to score, and no play at the plate. The errant throw produces another run for South Putnam.
I tell you, Piper Carpenter has a very strong arm out there in right field. This one gets away from her a little bit. And that insurance run able to get across here. Good piece of hitting, slapping it into right field. You see a good, strong throw from Carpenter. But unfortunately, Bree Ward needed to be about a foot taller to bring that one in.
Well, you had referenced the fact that there had been some errors that have factored into some runs over the course of the season given up for both teams. That had not been the case until that run there. And again, you also understand you're into hour 3 of this game.
Certainly. Yeah, these teams, I mean, they've surprised me. They've played pretty clean. That was going to be one of the things, had you asked me what's a key to this game, it was going to be defensively, that they had to play clean softball on the defensive side and not commit errors. And for the most part, that's what we've seen today.
So the hit that Workman had when she had her first at bat back in the 7th, her 3rd of the season. Struck out on 3 pitches then in the 8th inning. Top of the lineup rolls back through, and Neese. Smacks this one foul, turn foul. Just missed an extra base hit and a 2-run double at that by maybe a foot.
That was almost a perfectly placed hit. Just inches foul there.
At the outside corner, strike 3 called. 2 down. 8th strikeout for Payne. Here's Neese. It is rare they get to come to a plate for a 6th time in a game, but that is the case for Neese today. She's reached first each of her last 2 plate appearances. This is the 7th batter to the plate this time through for South Putnam. Pistelli trying to draw that throw from Ward. This could be a season-changing result for South Putnam.
Yeah, this could be a staple win for them here in the season. Obviously, just 1 win so far.
And that's fair ball. And that'll plate 2. And that could be as many as 3 for Neese. She's going to stop at second. That is a 2-out, 2-run double to stretch the lead to 4 for the Eagles.
These are one of these last couple innings here that you've seen from South Putnam that it's momentum, and it's one of those things where it kind of takes the top off and everybody starts to hit, it gets contagious. And this could be a staple victory, a marquee victory for them to kind of turn the tide and get some good momentum going through the season here.
So 5 in the 7th, 4 in the 9th. First baseman, good job by the second baseman to cover. The inning is over, but the damage most certainly done. The solo blast by Leonard with 3 more insurance runs tacked on by South Putnam. And now they will look to close this one out when we come back. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town. So you can download huge files in a flash. Stream videos at blazing speeds. And game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
As sure as the sun sets the west, is it setting on Monrovia's chance to win this game? They trail 9-5 here in the home half of the 9th. Took a 5-0 lead to the top of the 7th. South Putnam kept battling. And Eagle now in line to pick up the win. The only other win this year for South Putnam came a couple of weeks ago against Lebanon on April the 7th.
And as a Frankfurt graduate, I'm always happy to see Lebanon lose in any sport.
The oldest rival in the Sagamore Conference not dying off anytime soon, huh?
No.
Okay.
No.
Count it 1-1. And Mobley chased that one. And both these teams are slated to play tomorrow. Mother Nature may have other ideas. This time tomorrow, it might be snowing.
It's not often that you look at the weather app and see 100% snow in April in Indiana.
Swing and a miss. One down.
Yeah, Eagles been dealing. I mean, really, I didn't think other than the start, Jackson did a bad job for South Putnam. Definitely handled the workload early on, and then once they brought Eagle in, it was almost like everything changed. The bats woke up. Defensively, they got even more sound, and she's been mowing down hitters here.
Well, to put it in perspective, the first four batters scored from Monrovia. One of the next 29 have. And here we are in the home half of the ninth. Here's Johnson. 2-0. Again, Eagold all of a sudden now is in her 5th inning of work. But certainly worth the effort.
So much for getting some rest, right?
Three 3-0.
This is the first time I remember since she's come in that she's been in an account like this where she's been behind the hitter.
And Kenzie can come back for a few more steps. Kind of 3-1. Last couple of times she has put the ball in play. It's been to the right side of the infield. And does so again, 2 down. Thought she had worked ball 4. Instead, it's out number 2.
They're running out of outs here is Monrovia.
Well, down to their last, in fact.
Going to have to find some momentum here pretty quickly.
Whitaker slapped a base hit between shortstop and third base her last time up and scored the last run for Monrovia back in the 4th. If Whitaker can reach, then Ward, the catcher, will come to the plate. You have to get a couple 3 on the base pass to make the situation a nervous one for South Putnam. And now the Bulldogs down to a final strike.
Yeah, way ahead in the count. An opportunity here, just kind of reach in the repertoire and find something around the zone. She's brought the heat on that last one. Maybe take a little bit off here.
This is the part where we remind the folks from South Putnam, DVD and digital download sales are available. You log on to iscsportsnetwork.com. If you want us to start in the 7th, we can. Count it 1 and 2. Fly ball. Left fielder. Circles. Catches. Ball game. It's going to be a very short trip down I-70 for the South Putnam Eagles. Trailing by 5 going to the 7th inning. They win an extras 9-5. Sean, your final thoughts.
But really impressive. I mean, a good comeback there. They got rattled early, but stuck with it. The whole team effort here. They did a great job of hitting 14 hits, 9 runs. 9-5. That's a banker's hour score to finish.
We wish the best to each of these two teams for the rest of the season. We cannot thank our friends at Endeavor Communications enough for making sure we could be here to document today's game for you. We'll do it again from a baseball standpoint. Danville and North Montgomery, weather permitting, coming up on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock. Be sure to join us then. For Sean Walker and our entire ISC Sports Network team, this is Greg Rakestraw. Good night from Monrovia, where the Eagles come from behind and win an extras 9-5. Presented by Endeavor Communications on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.